Okay, here's the next little short video. So what I've done was I've sanded it. I used alcohol, wiped it down, got the dust and residue off of the sanding, and I've made up my my epoxy. I am using True Coat. This is the same epoxy I used to finish my lures. Now the reason why I'm using this instead of a rod finish epoxy is because this does have a glass-like finish. Very smooth. I mean, it's nice, beautiful. In fact, here, let me see. This gives you an idea just how nice of a finish. This is the same stuff I use for my lures. So it's glass-like finish. And the reason why I like this is because this epoxy is very durable, flexible. So that means when you go to use this rod, it's going to have, continue to have its strength there. And it's still going to be flexible. It's not going to impede very much how much action the rod has. So it's still going to have the properties of a good rod finish. And then they also use this this epoxy for like musky lures, so it's very durable. And also, I just mixed this for 2 minutes and just letting it sit for almost 2 minutes because it's got a long working time. All the bubbles are pretty much dissipated. You don't have to add heat to it. Now the temperature in here is a little bit colder than I really like it, so I probably should have waited a little while. But like I said, I'm putting this on very thin, and I'm going to coat the inside of that. Let's see if I can get this. I'm even going to wipe this off. So I just want very, very thin coat. I'm just going to put it right inside, work it in that groove where the two pieces. And I know this works on rods because I've already made a rod repair once. Now, granted, it was more of a cosmetic repair. And the cool thing was, so I was actually able to do it without using a rod dryer. Start in the middle and just kind of work it its way out. Not hitting the tape, by the way, just to make it smooth. And to kind of work it into that groove. Also, this epoxy does not have much scent to it, so I can use it indoors. And I'll be able to, like, if it does have any shifting, or if it starts to move or shift or anything like that and form drops, I've got 2 to 3 hours that I can come in and still smooth that out with. Okay, let's wipe a little bit of that off because I do not want the excess on there. I don't want a heavy buildup on it. Probably should have used more of a rag or something instead of this. But I'm touching it, barely touching it. Just enough to kind of grab any excess. Kind of leveling it off like you would some caulking. Yeah, this stuff's already getting sticky, so just give it a wipe down with lightly with the one with the rubbing alcohol on it. Because I really want to clean these off the tape. I don't, oh, look at that. That was fun. Got hung up in the tape. Let me switch over to a cotton swab. That's not working like I was hoping. Paper towel. I am so close to getting my next leg so I can quit doing the one-legged scoot around in this chair. That is almost dry. Let's add just a touch more. Kind of layer it. Trying to make sure that this gets filled in really well. Like I said, all I want is just a light coating. When I do the under wrap, I'm only going to do about 1/2 inch or so on either side of that crack, maybe 1.5 inches tops. Let's give that a look over. And it'll smooth itself out. I might hit that with the hair dryer. If there was any chance of any of the fibers in this trying to still split, hopefully it'll get them filled in there and squeezed in between the fibers and adhere them back to the blank. This has got such a slow cure time, I can go ahead and rotate it every once in a while. Yeah, I'm gonna hit this with a hairdryer. Sorry for the noise. It's not really thick enough to actually... There it goes. Now it's starting to self-level. Like I said, this is not going to be anywhere near the final coat. This is just temporary. Here's a little tip too. If you're going to be epoxying something like this, always leave the cup that I mix it in out instead of having to test it and see if it's how the texture is on this. See if it's sticky or if it's dry, or you can test this and not damage the product you're working on. All right, guys, I will catch you on the next one.